Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Again, you're all welcome to today's meeting. My name is Decency NCLEX, your vendor of good news. And today I have with me one of my very good friend, my old friend. I've known her for close to 2 decades, like almost, no, 15 years, about 15 years. I've known her for almost 15 years. We were friends in school, we were in the same school of nursing in Nayut, Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital. And then she came into the United States. She has actually done so well for herself. Onyi is somebody that if you talk about someone setting goal and achieving it, she's one of the persons you would, think about. Because she has set, when I met her, here in the US, she was telling me about all the goals that she set for herself, how she's going to become a mental health nurse practitioner and also go to CRNA, and how she was going to do travel nursing and all that. And I was like, I don't think only would do it. But I kept on seeing updates, updates. I have done this, update, I've done this, update, I've done this. And I was really shocked. And even right now, she's not giving up. She has gone into ICU. She's in the journey of becoming a nurse anesthetist. That's a CRNA in the US, and that's where the money is. So I would say Onyi is from Nnewi, so you can imagine she follows the money in the United States. Onyi is just a real person. Like when we talk to her today, you will see how real, she's gonna be with all the information. She has been one of the very generous persons I've also seen here in the United States. I don't want to start, saying everything that she does, but there's one singular thing that she did this year that made her come up to my radar again. So there's somebody we lost here in the United States. I don't know if you guys heard the news, but there is a registered nurse that just came with us, the same process. He came into the United States. I'm gonna withhold his name. So he came into the United States, went to work. He has finished working for his agency, is now working for, working by himself, finished his contract, just recently finished his contract, went to work, did his job for some time, and then decided to go to the break room. This guy went to the break room, bowed his head down on the table, and died. Like he passed on. And this has been a shock for all of us here in the United States. But not just that, it was a shock for me, and I didn't even like go there. But Onyi went to the place and you know encouraged the wife for us, and even had to sleep on the same bed with the wife just to give her that moral support. I mean, who would leave everything you're doing in the United States and just do that? So I just want to commend you, Onyi. You deserve an award, but I can't give you one, but I can appreciate you at least. Thank you for all the good things you're doing, even without people asking you to do it. You understand? I really want to tell you, you're a good person. You
Oh,
person. Thank you so much. All right. So Onyi is a nurse practitioner. She is a registered nurse. She has a BSN. She has a master's in nursing. She qualified to be in this program. And then she overqualified by being ambitious as well, wanting to go into CRNA, and also being on that path. She has taken her CCRN exam. CCRN exam is like certification exam that you have to do if you're in the critical care area, like in the ICU. She has taken that board in the ICU and she passed. So the only thing remaining is for the school session time to come, and then before you know it, Onyi will come out and become a nurse anesthetist. I know she will get there
yeah.
because I know she's very, very ambitious. So Onyi, today we have many people in our, in our group today. They have all come to get information, but one thing is, peculiar with all of us. We are all registered nurses from different countries that are on the journey of coming to the United States. But retrogression has actually become an issue, though we are taking it with grace, because every Friday we gather here and we're able to encourage each other, and try to answer questions where we can, and just give everybody hope. And I know that you went through this journey as well. You went through the journey of coming to the United States. I know you had challenges, when you were going through your own journey. So I'll first of all allow you to do a quick introduction and give us a background of your nursing career before you came to the United States, challenges and how you overcame those challenges and got yourself to the United States, please. Thank you, Oni.
Thank you so much, Decency. I appreciate this opportunity. You have said a lot about me. Sometimes I wonder, was it the one, am I the one he's talking about? I'll be somebody else. I'm looking around like, now me be this in the introduce, Welcome, everybody. My name is Onyinye Okoli. People call me Onyoluwa. People call me Onyi. I have so many names, but I think Decency, I've known Decency since 2007, actually, when we were in PTS and then we went to the same school. And by the grace of God, when I moved to Abuja, he was also in Abuja. And then, we became
That's
friends.
true.
I became friends with the family, yeah. And then, as God will have it, we are here. I came in as a single person and I'm married. I have a daughter. She's 14 months old. And we're running this race. And God has been merciful. So, a little bit of my background. I joined nursing school in 2007. I didn't graduate till 2012, 2013 or thereabout. I think, yeah, 2013. You see me safe, I don't forget. Um, so afterwards, when I graduated, I went back to Lagos because I'm a Lagosian technically, So I went back, started work, and then after working for about a year, I went to post-basic nephrology school at National Hospital in Abuja. Part of the requirement is that you're going to work for like a year before you are eligible to apply. And so I did that and I went into school. And when I was done with school, I started working in Abuja. I worked at Zenith Medical and Kidney Center, Abuja. If you know the hospital, they kind of do the highest kidney transplant in Nigeria. Before I left, even till now, it's a big hospital. When you mention kidney, nephrology, transplants, it's a huge place. So by God's grace, I was the assistant dialysis manager up until I left. And then they did open up a hospital in Lagos, and I was part of the nurses that set up that hospital. That was my last assignment in Nigeria before I left. So Decency mentioned something about challenges. My challenge did not start from now. I mentioned that I was in School of Nursing. I went into School of Nursing in 2007, and I didn't graduate until 2013. So challenge did not come from you not reading or me not reading. At some point I was a triangle student, but honestly, I do not believe in being a triangle student. Triangle student basically means school, work, church, back, school, work, church, back. I don't know. Okay, we have people that are not Nigerian, if I'm not mistaken, in our midst. Do we have anyone that is not Nigerian in our midst?
Yeah. We always have people that are non-Nigerians.
Okay,
So
okay, yeah. I'm just looking at the names and looking at location. Anyways, I'm someone that I kind of fit every activity into play, meaning I will have fun when I'm supposed to have fun. In fact, maybe have fun more than yourself. And I will also dedicate time to God and dedicate time to humans and dedicate time to schooling. But something happened when I was in my second year. I missed a class and then I repeated the nursing class. And I joined the next class and I didn't pass the hospital final. So I had to wait another 1 year. In fact, two classes or three classes, up to three classes graduated. I graduated School of Nursing, the only graduating student of my school, the only candidate to write nursing can support exam in NAYUT that year in 2013. I was a prayer point for lots of people. And it was very challenging. It was emotionally draining. Now that I'm a mental health nurse practitioner, I can look back and say that if it were then or now, maybe I would have committed suicide or something because I went through a lot and I went through a building period as well to develop myself with God and, make peace with, myself, spiritual journey. I kind of got better. And that period, I got to know more about myself, know about God, and it has really helped me go through journey in life as I get older and meet situations and challenges. So when I finally moved, sometimes I'm circling back to this story because we all face challenges in one way or the other.
Right. Right.
Sometimes you look at your friends and look at your colleagues and be like, oh my God, what's going on? We were in same class and all of a sudden I'm the only one. People have gone further than me. People have moved ahead. People are working in Lagos. Oh my God, somebody just moved to the UK. Oh my goodness, am I still here? I'm the only one in this hostel. And then you're crying every day. You don't even want to see anybody. When you go outside, you feel like everybody knows your challenge. Oh my God, I have spent so much money to get something done. I'm not getting results. You are just complaining. You are just complaining. You are talking a lot. You are beating yourself up. Did I do this right? Had it been I did it the other way, would I have gotten a better result? But guess what? Sometimes delay could also come as a period where God wants us to take a step back
Mm.
and go through some kind of journey that only you would know afterwards, that you went through fire and you got refined and you came out purified and you're purer than gold.
Mm.
Sometimes delay in life is for our purification.
Mm.
So when I went through that journey and immediately I got my license and I started working. In fact, how I started working was even funny, because my first salary, almost some people never see them. Some people have not even seen it some people were settling for 30,000, 20,000. I
Mhm.
was earning well, I would say. I
Mm.
was earning well, very well. And I worked for 1 year. Like I said, I went to nephrology school of nursing. So nephrology school was just about 6 in the country or 5 in the country. And they were like, I don't think there were more than 20 in a class. So it's limited slots, you know. I passed that exam and then I went to school. And when I came out for school, I got a job. It took a while also to get the job. But when I got it, I was earning decency.
Mhm.
I think I will mention what I was earning. I was
Yeah,
earning
that's fine.
about 180,000
Right.
as at then,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I was doing well for myself. And when I finally came through this part to come to the US, I was in nephrology school at the time. I I saw the advert, one of our lecturers, Mr. Augustine. I just stumbled on it on YouTube, and then I'm like, oh, this is a distraction right now. Let me just, concentrate on what I'm doing. And then afterwards, when I finally decided to come on board, I actually thought I was going to go to the UK, and then it didn't happen. I decided to, start this process. When I started this process, um, I'm 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 telling you my process because remember I had delays in school about 3 years. My original set, which is decency set, graduated in 2010. I
Mm-hmm.
graduated in 2013. So technically I had 3 years
Mm-hmm.
wait time. And then afterwards, I still went back to school, did about a year and got a job. Meanwhile, people have gone on NO
Mm-hmm.
to NO, and you're like, oh my God,
Yeah,
why am I
no.
still at this level? So when I started the process, um, I went through Avant. I don't know if it's okay for me to mention
That's okay.
agency, the
That's okay.
name.
We're not
Okay.
paid for anything, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. I went through an agency. I went through an agency and I did everything, obeyed, did the study period and all of that. And also we had a huge community, kinda. It's also good. Let me also state that when you are in your waiting period or when you're working on something, it's good not to go through that process alone. It's good to have people of like minds that are also on the same journey as you are. That way you get motivation, sometimes we are humans. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you're gonna be so low,
Mm-hmm.
the energy will not be there. You'll be like, what? I beg, let this thing just go and sit down. You will
Mm-hmm.
feel so defeated. But guess what? These people are there for a reason. They're gonna pull you up. Each time you feel like you're drowning, each time you feel like you're tired, somebody from a group that you are running the same process with,
Mm-hmm.
that person is gonna pull you up. God is always gonna send somebody. So I started, we're doing quizzes. We were We were writing quizzes together, quizzing ourselves. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner. You'll be going to work. We are so much in a hurry to
Where's my
answer this quiz.
breakfast?
Yeah, post the breakfast answer, and you're posting your rationale. So we were
Yeah.
really studying. We were killing it. It
Mhm.
was fun, and you can imagine posting your rationale on WhatsApp. You're not just knowing the answer. You're telling us why you think is the answer. It was fun, but and we did all of that, and people went to go write exam, and first of all, it started with delays of they wrote exam, they passed, and people are getting RFA. I
Mhm.
don't even know the meaning of RFA.
Mhm.
For the love of God, I don't even know the meaning of RFA. People were
It's
getting
actually
RFA.
his request for further evidence.
Oh,
That
okay.
yeah, that's
People were
what it
stuck.
means.
People were stuck in RFA for like a
Yes.
year. People
Mm-hmm.
were stuck for 2 years, RFA.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this journey what's going on? Is it not better I just carry myself and go to the UK?
Mm-hmm.
Um, People were getting RFAs, and you're sincerely still trying to write this NCLEX exam. 2 years, RFA. Oh my God, it's so discouraging. You're in a journey. You have struggled so hard. For somebody that did not do nothing in the United States, you have passed. I know majority of the people here have passed the NCLEX exam, so you can relate to what I'm saying. You study so hard. Finances, you getting this from your school, African factor. It takes forever to submit a document. CGFNS or whoever we pull this one, it was just a lot going on, and people were getting RFA, you know, a year on the wait line, 2 years on the wait line, and you're like, is this even worth it? And I wrote my exam at that period, and I passed. I came back. I wrote my exam, I think it was September or so. And I I my agency filed for me and expedited my process. Now, hear my story. God is good. Expedited my process in November. It took two weeks or so for me to get what's they call it? Approval,
I
right?
want
That
for approval.
I-140 approval. Mind you, this is somebody that went to nursing school in 2007 and didn't think that they were going to graduate. And this is somebody that have waited. I got that approval. And in less than 1 year, I was in the US. I was in the US.
That's really fast.
Yes.
God of
So what am I
compensation.
saying? Delay is nothing.
Mhm.
You might see it's tiring. I've been there. I have been there. I have been there. I have faced it. I have lived it. And sometimes you're like, Father, I thank you. God, I'm grateful. I don't know. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, if you're Muslim, if you are a pagan, but in anything you believe in, sometimes delays are a necessity. You might not see it that way, you might not understand it, but when what you want finally comes to pass, you would appreciate those wait times, you would appreciate those periods you were waiting for something to happen for you. So
Yes.
I
That's a
think I
good
went on
one.
quite a lot.
No, no, no. You did a great job. I did a great
Okay,
job.
so
Guys, I told you that Onyi can be real. You understand? Some people will come on this show and they'll be like, tell you all the good stories, tell you their marriages, they never quarreled in their marriages. They
mhm,
Nah, we get all kind of people, but Onyi can be real. You're gonna hear, you heard it right from her. So if you are in that situation, I see some people on the comment section saying, this is my story. This is exactly what happened to me. Some people are saying, God bless
wow,
you. But thank you, Onyi, for sharing that deep, part
you
of
are
you.
welcome. You are
Sometimes when you
welcome.
vent a situation, it doesn't make you go backwards. It pushes you forward. Actually, that's
Mm-hmm,
what it does. So thank you so
mm-hmm.
much for sharing that. So let's come
You're
over to
welcome.
when you came to the United States. So one of the topic that we're discussing today is cultural and clinical adaptation. So you
Mm-hmm.
practiced in the Nigeria, top-notch hospitals. When you came here, did you face any clinical adaptation? Was there anything that helped you to adapt very well at the workplace and also culturally in your community? Some people are still texting me and telling me how is gun violence in the US. They heard that people die on the street and everything. So people, they've not come, they don't know how this place is, but they are kind of worried about what they hear on the news. So can you give us your own side of the story? How is where you're living? Are you being discriminated against because of your color and all that? So tell us, let's hear how your journey has been here in the United States.
So my journey started when I came in. The agency I joined did a fantastic thing, I would say, and I'm sure the Census group is also, Decency Academy is also doing the same thing and preparing, making sure that, I think that's part of the reason why this forum is being held, so that people that are coming in know their expectations, prepare them of expectations and what you're likely going to be seeing, what you're likely going to see. First off, let me address this racism of the thing. Even in our individual countries where we come from, let's not pretend like there is no racism. I'll call it classification, ethnicity division. It's the same thing that happens here. I am not saying that, you don't have people that would say, oh, you, because of the color of your skin, they're gonna treat you differently. But it's also up to you to decide what you're gonna accept and what you're going to refuse, because you know that you don't see color. All you see is a person's heart. And I mean, you came to the US to work, right? You're not looking at Uche's face, like we say in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I know they look Uche face, right? So one is that when you come in, they say when you get to Rome, you behave like the Romans, right? There are certain things that Americans do that your regular thing in back home, you're not gonna see it. Like, for instance, this is very let me start with the food. When I came in here in 2019, I couldn't eat what they call cookie, because I felt it was too sweet. Is it that their food is too salty or too sweet? There is no in
In
between.
between.
But now, give me a chocolate chip cookie. I'll finish, like, in fact, I don't know how many I'll finish. I don't know what. So when you get to Rome, you start behaving like the Romans. There's something we call enculturization. You learn the money, you learn the courtesy. And these are things, when you start doing them, it becomes part of you. In Nigeria, for instance, I'm Nigerian. Where I come from, you don't open the door after you pass through a door and then hold the door for somebody else to pass. You're shutting the door right behind you. But here, you come in and then you open the door and hold the door for the next person to come in. It doesn't matter if you're older, you're younger, even if it's a 2 years old that you're opening the door for. These are things that are cultural expectations of the United States. So when you're not doing it, they're looking at you like, who is this one? Another thing is that I see a lot of news and people talk about, I've actually had people ask me or say they are not coming to the US because of the gun violence. And I'm like, wait, the media is so deceiving. They're going to show you a whole lot of things that are not real. I'm not saying that people don't get killed by guns. I know that in the UK, their own is knife. They can cut like they want to sell suya. So their own here is gone. You have the Second Amendment in your license to carry, but that does not mean that everybody's flashing their guns everywhere. I mean, I've been here for over 6 years, and I'm the same thing with decency. And I don't think if you know of a community that you can see that they don't like your color or they don't like you as a result of the color of your skin, first off is safety. I don't think it's nice or it's okay for you live in the same community. America is pretty big. It's 50 states plus DC, which is 51 states. When I came in, I started my career in Ohio. Ohio is a predominantly white place, but you still had some Black people, and then you just have to adapt. Not necessarily to, some people will take time to understand your accent. You'll be hearing, pardon? I'm sorry, one more time. They will even murder your name. I can't tell you. I can't tell you what they even call me. Some people will say Onyi. Some people will say like they're speaking Chinese, but that's fine. I don't have an English name, so you have to go with my name. And I write to put my name all the way up, like Onyinye Chukwu. I write it all the way up. Just on my badge, I have it shortened so people don't, twist their tongue while they're trying to call my name. You would face that at work. You have to see that because you studied in the United States, in outside the United States, your expectations are kind of high because they're watching you, they're looking at you without you knowing. They want to see what you are capable of producing, what you did, what you said you studied or what you said you know how to do. Do you really know how to do them? You are coming in as an expatriate because you have the years of experience. You went through all this process to come in. We want to see you. It's just like, come on, bring it on. Let me see your A game, what you got for us, sort of thing, So they're watching you. When you go to the break room, or when not necessarily coming to your face and just looking at you, but hey, just so you know, you're gonna be talked about. Hey, this new nurse, and how they did today, how people will learn from you, and you will also learn from people. So how do you
That's good.
navigate all of this? You have to bend down, pretend like you know jack, you don't know nothing. Learn. You are in a new place. Back in Nigeria, we weren't used to the electronic recording system.
Documentation.
The kind of documentation they do here is advanced. I mean, my hospital back then, where we use electronic documentation, but it's not as much as we do here. You have to learn. Don't be shy to ask questions.
Mm.
For somebody that is in a starter's position, starter's job, you will make a lot of mistakes. Don't beat yourself too hard for it. But what differentiates you is your ability to learn and get up, ability to learn and not do the same mistake you did yesterday. I don't know what it's called, insulin pump. I don't know. I've never given somebody heparin drip. I mean, most of the hospitals back home, we titrate by, you count it. You went to nursing school, so you understand drop rates and pharmacology, you're calculating drop rates in infusion, whatever. You don't do all of that here. You program everything, and then there's an, communication between the computer and the pumps, and then you just go about doing your whole thing. It's actually more advanced. Even I've spoken with some nurses in the UK, and I explained some things to them, and they're like, some places are still doing paper chatting. I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever been to a place I don't think there's a place still doing paper chatting in the United States. It's pretty advanced. So you will feel intimidated, first off, but do not allow that put you down. Good enough, we have YouTube. You can easily look up things in YouTube. That really helped me. Some disease conditions that you're seeing in textbook, you've always seen them just in textbook. You see them on the floor, depending on where you work. It's your responsibility not to take any patient's information home, but just you could write down those diseases and then what you saw, and then just look it up. 10 minutes video. You look smart. You ask intelligent questions. Sometimes your intelligent question might look stupid, but that's okay. You're in your learning phase. Don't beat yourself too hard for it. And in case this also happens, in case you find yourself in an organization that is not welcoming, you have to talk to your agency. Be sure and be ready to move. In case you find yourself in an organization that is dealing with your mental health. I'm a mental health nurse practitioner, okay? So these days, mental health is really a lot, and the little things we might take for granted plays a huge role in people's life. If you are in a place and you are dealing with this and you're not able to cope, please make sure you are talking to your agency. Please make sure you are talking to somebody. If there is an opportunity for you to leave that place, if you feel like a place is stunting your growth and it is not a place for you, yeah, you can stay there while you work up on something else and make sure you move. Another thing, I want to talk about is for those coming from Nigeria, the weather. Most of the time, you might be posted to places that are super cold, you know. You have to prepare for all of that, you know. Some people will be like, oh, I can't be in a very cold place. Unfortunately, I've never been in a very cold place, and I was posted to Ohio. Ohio is winter.
Predominantly winter.
Exactly. It's like half windy, half winter, and you know, and you have to also be able to get yourself ready. If you're coming in during the winter period, make sure that you're leaving for work on time because you have to drive slowly. Don't use it's not like Nigeria where you'll be like, they come, I'm like 10 minutes late. Zero, one, a minute past 7 is considered tardiness. Tardiness is lateness. So you have to make sure that you are up and running as well. What else am I supposed to talk on? I already mentioned community. Even when you come in here, do not, please, do not forget to still be in communication with your community. Wherever you find yourself, please make sure you are reaching out to somebody from your country. If the person is even like 40 minutes drive away, is as long as it's in the same state, make sure you are allowing yourself to be available for people to help you.
Mm.
Okay? Make sure
Okay.
you're doing that. Make sure that you're joining a community. If it's
Mm.
a mosque, make sure you are known in the mosque. If it's church, make sure you are known in the church. If you are not going to anyone, that's still okay. Make sure you have a community to belong to.
Mm.
Because decency might be far away and you are calling him on the phone, he might be sleeping because now America is super big.
Mm.
Myself and decency were in the same state, but California right now is about 3 hours
3 hours difference.
behind.
Mm.
Arizona is 3 hours behind. So
Mm.
it's always good to have somebody in your state, in your community that you can easily reach out to if you need something.
Mm.
I already talked about the food. African
Thank
food
you.
is expensive. So do yourself some favor, get all your food. When I was coming, you won't believe it that I came with 6 baggage, 6 SS luggage bag. Yes, Ghana must go. My mom packed it very well for me. I was paying for the SS baggage money. I was crying, but guess what? It really helped me because for like 6 months, 7 months, I wasn't bothered. You know, I had supply at home. We've talked about community. We've talked about networking. We've talked about at work, what is expected for you. Just lay low, learn, and then advance from there. Is there any question that I'm missing
I
that
think
I
you've
didn't get?
done I think you've done a great job to that. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Onyinye. So, guys, are you guys getting value for this session? If you know you're getting value, you know how we do it. On the comment section, please write value for me on the comment section. I want to see your values, guys. Onyinye has been giving us a lot of information, and we're really, really appreciative of all the information you're giving, Onyinye. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. I want to
You are
see more
welcome.
values. How do we have almost 90 people on the group and we're not getting values? Where is all my people? Please, on the comment section, I want to see your right values. Okay, thank you so much, Onyi. All right, so Onyi, you
Yeah.
went into travel nursing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
why? Why travel nursing? Why did you go into travel nursing? And tell us your if you can, I know you're going to be very, very okay doing that. When you were doing travel nursing, how much
Mm-hmm.
were how much was travel nursing pay? And you just like we want to hear how is travel nursing, what is everything. We want to know everything about travel nursing. Just tell us. I'll give you the time now.
All
Mhm.
right. So travel nursing first off is very, very beautiful. It's an area that I really love so much. You said why? My why, first off, I'm an Igbo girl. My why is money. My why
Okay.
is money. In fact, you know what? One thing we don't even see ourselves as is that we are all travel nurses. Hope you know, because
Yeah.
we are all moving in. We are international travel nurses. You
Hmm.
know, because we're
Yeah.
moving in from outside of the country.
That's
We
true.
right
That's true.
right right now we are playing the local wing. You guys are the international wing. So number one motivation is money. Number two motivation is I had already, before I started this journey, I had already think of what is my next. So if you are able to answer this question by yourself, what's your what and your why, it makes things a little bit easier, because it's going to help you narrow down your findings and then help you stay on track. Your what and your why goes a long way. So for me, my why, number one, money. Number two, I already know where I see myself or what I'm working towards. Like Decency said in the beginning, um, I did nephrology nursing. And so when I came to this country, right, I wanted to go back to dialysis, And then I saw that, one, I was in Ohio. Their first run of, if you're familiar with nephrology, kidney transplant, dialysis, their first session of dialysis starts like probably 4 a.m. in the morning. Who wants to be waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning to get ready and enter the snow and come and drive to a dialysis center? That me that love my morning sleep, I beg you. So that was how I canceled that dialysis. They were calling me. I went in for interviews. I got the position. They were calling me. I said, no, ma'am, no, sir. Thank you very much. Hold your position, hold your money. I'm not about to wake up early in the morning and shove snow off my car and then drive to somewhere to be there at 4. So I never practiced dialysis nursing in the United States. The last one was over 6 years ago. But luckily for me, when I came in here, the hospital I was in is a level 1 trauma center. Level 1 trauma centers, for context, are big hospitals that can take anything: liver transplant, heart transplant, kidney transplant. Sometimes, even if they are not they must be doing some sort of organ transplant. And they are trauma centers because there is how they grade traumas here. So level 1 is like the highest. Let's just say level 1 is like the highest. So when I came in, I was in this hospital. I was in their renal vascular urology unit. So it's a combination of 3 units to 1. And because I was in a level 1 trauma center, the patient population, the acuity is how sick these people are. You are exposed to a lot of things. You see this EKG machine that we don't know how to do in Nigeria. Even some doctors don't even know how to do it. I know some of you have not even been privileged to you don't know how to put the leads or to even read it. These are things that they will teach you on the job. One fantastic thing about the United States is that you don't have to go to like a regular floor. You don't have to go to a vascular school for you to work in a vascular floor, sort of. They do a lot of on-the-job training. So yeah, so when I got here, they did all of those, taught me how to read an EKG, how to be confident, how to do all of those. And again, I mentioned the patient population. So I'm already a renal nurse. I was used to, seeing kidney patients. Vascular patients are people with blood, arterial problems, blood vessel problems. And then the urology, of course, are people that have one kind of bladder problems and anything that has got to do with you pain. So when I got there, I knew that there is a lot to learn from nursing. Do not limit yourself. Limitation. Don't do that. When you start working, after you're done with your orientation, you are now a nurse. You've been a nurse for like 6 months on the floor, and they want to float you, what we call floating. They want you to move from your unit and go to another unit to go help. Don't say no. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. I remember then in my hospital, if you get floated, they give extra $1 for floating. Was it like that? Okay, you are, oh, so you, I don't know if you guys do it.
No, I know
So
many people don't like being floated, but it's
yeah,
good
they
that
don't
you're
like being
bringing it
floated.
up
But guess
now
what? If
because
you
it's
want to be a
more
travel,
knowledge.
yeah, if you want to be a travel nurse, be open to floating. And because I was working so hard to finish my contract timing, I was by myself. I wasn't married at the time. So I was by myself. I was picking shift as, doing a lot of work and still being in school to do my BSN at the time. So I was getting lots of knowledge. I would float to a cardiac floor And then you say, God, I'm here the wrong drip. Oh my God, which one is this again? What kind of drip? They'll say, somebody is going to AFib RVR. You're like, oh my, what's that supposed to mean? If it's in Nigeria now, it's all the top doctors, that the top consultant that will touch this patient. In American hospital, it's not like that. In fact, you hardly find doctors on the floor. Nurses run the hospital. So you have to come with your A game. You have to make sure you know your things well. And that is why floating is good. Because in travel nursing, you are coming in as an expatriate. You are coming in to come help them. You are not going to get the least assignment. You are going to get the heavy assignments. You are going to get the sick patients. They expect you to know a lot. In fact, they expect you to teach them, because they believe you have been to so many places and you're coming in with loads and lots of information to share. So for you to build your travel nursing journey, start from the moment you start working in America to get flow to the other hospitals. And initially I talked about you being comfortable asking questions. Be comfortable. Even if they make jokes about it, nothing happens. There's something, I'm Igbo, so there's something they call Onyala Nuchie, meaning a mad person knows kind of what they are doing. Pretend that you are mad at the moment, just ask them the question. Even if they talk about it, that's fine. You know what you're doing. Don't even put a word, like, just brush it up. Ask questions, intelligent questions. Know your why. Your why should always be your run to. I started So in the midst of all of this, COVID hit and people were scared to go to work, and me, I'm by myself. I was picking shifts because I don't have anybody I'm coming home to come and give the COVID virus. So why people were not available to work? In my hospital then, they will be offering $35 an hour, $45 an hour for you to pick an extra shift. Baby girl is there. I'm Igbo. My wife, money. So my wife will always take me to go to work. But then let me digress a little bit. Go to work, come back and have a good sleep. I like I said in the beginning, I work hard, I ball harder. I go to work, come back, I'm by myself. This might not apply to everybody, but make sure you are finding a balance. If you're alone by yourself, can you go to work, come back, cook, study, sleep, and go back to work? Or are you in team? Oh, I can only work for 12 hours. By the time I'm hitting the second day, I am tired. Know your body, know yourself. Some people do not have the stamina to work for a very long time, and that's okay. You don't necessarily have to pick so much shift. Do you have responsibilities? Do you have kids to come on to? Do you have other marital things that you have to take care of? Is your husband going to go to work while you stay with the baby or with your kids? Are you going to be homeschooling? These are factors to what that will determine what you can do, even with your travel nursing, because when we started, travel nursing was really, we are back to the pre-travel in terms of, I'm no longer traveling currently, but the last time I traveled was 2 years, let's put that, 2 years ago, yeah, was my last travel assignment. So as at now, talking with travelers in the hospital where I work, travel rate has gone back to the pre-travel nursing rate. So Decency talked about how much I was making. I was making lots of money. In fact, I remember during that COVID period, I'll be open and tell you the truth. There was a time we're making $10,000 in a week.
No
Yes, you
wonder
heard
you
me
were
right.
going to Turkey, going to Dubai, going to
Oh,
UK.
yes.
Every
No.
weekend you're
You
balling
people,
in
I told you people
the
from day one that I work hard and I play harder. I love
UK.
to ball. So I am a strong believer that feed the body that makes the money. Uh-huh. So I'm a strong believer of that. Very, very strong believer. It's good to help people, but as well help yourself. So I we were making about $10,000. A friend of mine, a doctor, was doubting me, and I showed him a PDF of my paycheck, and I was in a hotel, living large. I was driving a 2022 car, brand new, and they were paying for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, also, I was able to do this again because I am by myself. You are hearing money now. Don't go and say, oh, Oga is travel. Once we go to America, we travel nothing. Let be coming down small,
Yes,
because make
yes.
sure you are finishing your contract. Make sure that you are comfortable in your
Mm,
capacity as a
yes.
nurse, because that makes the difference. Make sure you are comfortable. I will repeat it again, in your capacity as a nurse. You are not intimidated. You know your onion. You have to know your onion. I am not going to advise anybody to go into travel nursing.
So some
If
people go to travel nursing and lose their license.
Oh, absolutely,
You go there, you commit one
absolutely,
thing. It's not gonna, I'm a
yes,
travel nurse, let me go back and go. No, you lose your
no,
license and come back. So you have to
no.
be very, very comfortable, like
You
she
have to be
said.
very careful. And if you want to test the waters, like I did, when I started travel nursing, I didn't start with interstate travel nursing. I started with local travel, like 30 minutes away from my house, so I wasn't getting the, what's it called again? The
Stipend.
stipend. Yeah, I wasn't getting the stipend, because for you to qualify for the stipend, you have
You
to
have to be
be like
50 miles
45,
away.
50 miles away from, you have to be like 50 miles away from your house. So I started with small, oh, let me see if I like it. That's why I talked about you floating, because you floating, I see it as being travel. You are going to another floor that is not your unit. You are going away from your comfort zone. Your regular floor is your comfort zone. Now, when you step out of that floor, whatever you see outside of that floor, you are not familiar with it. So you have to deal with it. That's the life of a traveler. You go in expecting to get the worst assignment, the shittiest assignment. You have to stay on top of your game, and
Mm,
you have to do it safely. People
mm,
have lost their license. Some people are still even going through court process at the moment
mm.
because of their dealings and
Doing travel
unfortunate
nursing.
incidents
Yeah.
that happened in travel nursing
Mhm,
pre-COVID time, during COVID time.
mhm.
Another thing I would talk about is making sure you have your malpractice insurance.
Mm. What is that? Can you go deeper into what
So
malpractice insurance
malpractice
is?
insurance is license, America, UK people will say they are P. We
Mm,
are all about licensing. We have in America is pretty big again. So you have states that are compact states, meaning that their license, I live in Virginia. Virginia license is a compact state. Texas is a compact state, meaning that if I want to go work in Texas, I don't need to request for permission from the Texas Board of Nursing to work there. Because I'm compact and then Texas is compact, I go to Texas and I work. So for people that are not in compact states, if you want to go to another state, you have to go through what we call what's it oh my goodness,
Endorsement. Endorsement.
endorsements for you to get that license. So malpractice insurance is just like your car insurance. In case anything happens while you are at work and something happens to your license, somebody reported your license, somebody reported you to the board of nursing, or there is a kind of case, and then they are pulling up case. Yeah, the hospital you work in may have license
Liability insurance.
liability insurance for you, but it's
Mm.
also good you as an individual, you have your own
Malpractice.
license, malpractice license, especially as a
Mm,
traveler.
mhm,
Because as a traveler, you are all by yourself, baby. You are
mhm,
all by yourself.
mhm,
So it's a business, you know, it's a business. Oh, how is your day today? Are you doing okay? That's just formality. It's formality. They want the job
that's good.
done. No excuses. Okay,
Okay.
so you have to provide your so that is what malpractice is all about.
Mhm.
So I think I already said what how much that was paid. Now, travel nursing still pays money, but not as
That's
much as
much.
in the past,
Yeah.
because COVID is over now. But then again, if you know your onions and know how to work your things around, you can still make so much. Okay. Now I am what I call PRN nurse, and as needed nurse, and I make travel nursing money, or even by God's grace, more than some travel nurses do, because I look at the hospitals around me. What do they need? I don't want to be attached to being a full-time nurse. And then I work and pick shift. I'm an Igbo girl, so money is my why, number one. So it's leading me. Well, how much is Hospital A willing to offer me if I come work a shift for them? How much is Hospital B willing to offer me? What is the workload in Hospital A? What is the workload in Hospital B? What is their patient ratio? I will do all this counterbalancing before I decide where I want to go. So, oh, we are short. We are giving extra $25 to come cover. Baby girl is going for that shift. As long as it's fine with my household, I'm going. You didn't give me money, oh. You didn't ask for it, oh.
Okay, so this is a question someone is asking about the malpractice insurance. How do you get the insurance?
Oh, so when you there is this when you type malpractice insurance, there are people that
As
provide for it. I
brokers.
think it's about brokers. You have malpractice, just like you have car insurance.
It's not
There are lots of
expensive.
companies that about $100 or $150 every month, or there are lots of people. You can just um do your findings, search the market, and decide on which one you want to go for.
Yeah,
Yes. I hope I did justice to that question.
that
Did I
is
miss
true.
anything out?
No, no, you did justice to it. So,
Awesome.
guys, if you guys have any question for our guests, you can put them on the comment section or request the microphone. Then I will give you the microphone to speak to her directly. Okay, if you have any question, you can put it on the comment section. Meanwhile, while they are thinking about the question, I just have one more last question.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you are a mother, you are a
Mm-hmm.
wife, you are a nurse practitioner, you are a PRN nurse, how are you able to cope with all these responsibilities and still be able to go to people that are in problem, like I mentioned when we started, you're still able to extend it because it's not just that person. Onye, you know me, that I know that you have always been very, 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 very supportive to everybody that needs your help. I know that for a fact. I cannot mention everything here, but I know for a fact that most of the
I'm
time,
clapping for
anybody
myself.
needs your help, you're always there to support people. You understand? So how are you able to do this and show up for people when they need, and you're still balling? Like you guys got your own house, you're doing well for yourself. Everything is just like it's just like check mark on everything you can always think of. So how are you able to combine all these things? Being a mother, being a wife, being a nurse practitioner, being an ICU as ICU nurse, being a PRN nurse, and all I can go on and mention different things that you are. How are you able to do all these things and still keep your head on top of your shoulder? How are you able to do that?
Thank you very much. So let's go back to the why. Remember, I told you all that when I came to this country, I was very single, a single Pringle, you know. So I did not settle for less. Community networking and having somebody that understands me very much was my priority in picking a spouse. I remember when I was I'm almost 40, I'm 38, I'll be 38 in December. Am I 38 or 37? Anyways, December 15, 1987, is almost 40, right? I got married 2 years ago, going to 3 years now. I remember when I was in Nigeria, people were like, they'll say it in Igbo, "Dia dorokwa n'obodo Igbo," meaning husband no dey abroad, better collabo one man and just move on. I'm like, oh, heck no, I'll get married when I'll get married. And I did not bend my standard. Let me tell you, even if I were 50, I wouldn't have said bent my standard. Yes, love is important, but peace of mind is importanter. Let me say it again. Love is good. Peace of mind is importanter. America is very diverse in problem, diverse in money, diverse in manipulation. It may affect your home. Let me give you an instance. I tell people, whenever people call me from outside and be like, hey, I'm moving. I have a family of 5. I have a family of 4. The advice I give them is different from what I will tell a single person, because I'm telling you, baby girl, listen to me. When you come in, first off, remember that you're going to be the sole breadwinner of your family until your husband or your wife gets comfortable. Do not rub it on their face. Do not rub it on their face. Just figure out somebody that used to be the Odowu.
What do you mean by Robiton? Let's talk in lay terms. You know, I have your time now. I think the conversation is picking up. This is the area I like because we are talking about my gender. You understand? Talking about
Rubbing
my
it on their face.
so
Let
what
me go now. Hey, see how much I made this week. Oh, hey, I'll be the one to now pay this. I'll pay for our car. I'll pay for the rent. I will pay for this one. I'll still come back and cook.
so
Ba ba ba
so
ba 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 ba.
but how
You're
what is
talking
the
plenty.
best way to do it? What is the
The
best way to
best,
do it?
the best way to
Because some
do it.
people some people here are doing 50-50 marriage. You know what 50-50 marriage means?
Yeah, yes, yes.
You're going to divide all the
You
bills.
contribute, and
It's not
then
contribute.
yes.
Contribute is you're contributing according to your power. This 50-50
Uh-huh,
marriages, whether you have power or not, we'll divide it into two. If the
uh-uh.
whole bill in the house is $10,000, so you pay 5, I pay 5. No matter what, if you like, don't make. You're going to pay 5.
Frustration will come to the marriage. Now frustration will come to the family, and you by your own 2 hands will burn your house. Mm-hmm.
Some people,
So
some people don't want to know. They,
no,
especially
no,
our people, especially our people.
I,
Once there's a spirit in America that makes women to be so disobedient to their husband. Right now, in their home country,
it's
they are
It's
kind
not,
of
it's not just, let me correct, let me come in there. It's not just, you can't find this character we're talking about.
Mhm.
It's not just found in the women population. It's also found in the men population. It could be either way. The key to this thing is understand your spouse, understand who you are married to, understand your family dynamics. What
true because
will
even
you be
some men
doing
cannot
with
be understood.
50-50? Yeah, what will you be doing with 50-50 if you are making, like, you are bringing in like 10,000 and your partner is bringing in like 3,000? What do you want them to go and sell? Their left kidney? No way. So understand your family dynamics. That is number one. So when you come in, drop your expectations. I know you are used to your husband or your wife doing Odogu Parara back home in Nigeria. When you come in, it's a different terrain, because remember that when you come in, you are the dependent. You are the sole responsibility. Your agency doesn't care about your 2-year-old baby, your 2 weeks old baby. They don't care. They
Mm,
know you.
mm,
They don't care about you. Are the one that will wear scrub and go to the nursing job, which you were brought
mm.
to this country for.
To do it.
So every other person behind is your dependent. For you to go to that job and come home to a peaceful home, you have to have your spouse, like, they just came in, they weren't here before, right? Give them some time. Give them some time to navigate. This give them some time might take 6 months, might take 1 year, but then again, know who you married. Okay? If you know who you married, you have that conversation with them. Hey, you have to talk things over. For right now, I can be the one bringing in all of these things. Don't not rub it on their face. Remember when he was Odogun Parara in Nigeria or in UK? You weren't buying anything. He was the one making sure the house was stocked. He was putting gas in your car, making sure he's giving you money for shopping. Not just this few period and small yash they shake. Oh, you want to be misbehaving at home. Don't do that, please. And if you're also a man, and you are feeling frustrated, because I know it's also frustrating for somebody that used to have money and then suddenly you are helpless, you are sitting in the house, you are babysitting. Guess what? They are your children. No. Uh-huh. They are your
Yes,
children. You babysit them very well. Oh. Mhm. If you
mm,
go outside and hear the amount they are paying for childcare, you even wait for that pampers to be full, you change it immediately and stay with your
yes,
children.
that's
Yeah.
true.
So
That's true.
understanding in the family works like mad. peace. It brings you peace. And
That's true.
then,
That's true.
yeah. So
So now,
that's how I was able to do what I did, because I had a partner even before we married. I stated my goals. So for the single Pringles, I used to be like you. If you are dating somebody and the person is not aligning with your goals, please, I'm not, do what is on your mind, but you already know where my answer is going to be, right? Go with somebody that aligns with, because your dreams sometimes can be very scary. Like Decency said, right? When I finished from travel nursing, I was like, money don't drop. Oh. My wife was money have drop. Oh. What is the next thing I'm gonna do right now? CRNA has always been on my mind, but then I have to go back to be a full-time nurse, get a pay cut. Baby girl that was living doing all the doings, you have to step down, get a pay cut to get an experience, because I didn't have critical care experience, right? So I have to get that and work towards my goal. And in the midst of that, I said, it's like psych is a thing I like to do. Let me also get that. If I don't have a supporting spouse, that's like, okay, take one at a time. Okay, how about you? You go for this one first. It's a pay cut, that's fine. We'll take care of it. That's fine. Go in, go get it done. If you don't have the support that you need, you'll be stagnated. You will be stagnated.
that is
You'll be
true.
you will be stagnated. You will spend 10 years in this country. You don't know what you've done with it.
Okay,
Because you
so we
cannot
have,
agree together.
yeah, we have so many responses on the comment section. I know that, the issue of partners and marriage, whenever it comes up in this place, is always crazy. I tell you, it's always crazy. But there's
Someone said
something.
50-50 is not enough. My view is be 25-75.
But what, let me ask on the comment section. I
Mhm,
want to read what they think, because first of all, we have to start from knowing what they know and because when you come over here, it's actually different. And like our guest has said, it's actually depending on what you know about your partner. It depends on what you know about them, will inform the way you handle them. But let me ask you, can
mhm.
you I'm asking our guest before you respond to it. Can you, if you notice, like when you come over here and you notice your husband is not making as much as you're making, can you be open to run a joint account with your husband and let him see everything that you make and make decisions on how to spend it? Question is for all the people that came for this meeting, except our guest. Our guest is
Okay.
going to respond to it at the end. But let's see what you think. Can you run a joint account and have him see everything that you make and then also decide on how the money will be spent? I want to see your yes, either yes. If you're saying yes, you say yes and tell us your reason. Hmm?
While that is
Please.
going on, I'm going to go through the comment section now. I see that somebody said, say, what do you do? Did you say you now do PRN nursing? How does that work? PRN nursing is basically where you are not attached so much to an organization. You come in as needed. PRN is just like your medication, as needed. When they need you, they call you in. That's basically what it means. So first off, when you get that position, you get trained. You get trained probably for like 2 months or so. Each hospital, anywhere that you get employed, they train you so that you know their culture and know how they run their things and all of that. And then after training, you go on PRN, you now pick shift. Most of the time they have their their minimum required shift for you to do. So when you are done picking up doing those minimum required shift, whatever it is you pick is considered overtime, and they pay you your time and a half pay. In fact, most of the time, self for where I work right now, apart from the time and a half overtime payment, it comes with extra incentive because they are calling you in because they don't have enough staff to staff for that period. So that's what PRN nursing means. And then somebody else, Fumilayo said, as a nurse, mental health nurse practitioner, is there any nursing job that can? Absolutely. You have a lot of virtual. In fact, mental health, they do a lot of telemedicine, telehealth. They do a lot. I know somebody, we both know somebody that is racking probably over $1 million in a year. She's Nigerian. She's a mental health nurse practitioner. Yeah. So it's very, very achievable. There are lots of job openings in mental health. Some people say, oh, it's oversaturated. You find your niche. There are places that still need mental health nursing. So you have lots of job. You have platforms, just like you have this PRN, you have apps on the phones, different companies where you can just go in and pick your shift, just like ordering an Uber, like you're an Uber nurse. That's what I call it sometimes. I call it Uber nursing because you just open so many apps and then you pick shift depending. Oh, someone said you are blessed. Yeah, this is the best. Oh. Okay.
All right, so we have so
Okay.
many
Yeah.
responses. We have so many responses, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just reading them and laughing. So, guys, if you're saying no, please put your why. You understand? Like our guest said she knows her why. So you can't just come to the show and just write no. Please put your why. No, why? Please. Yes, also put your why. Okay, so the question, in case you missed it, is if you come to the United States, your
Mhm.
husband is not making as much and you are making so much. And are you able to run a joint account? Let him see everything like direct deposit. The hospital pays into the joint account and then you are seeing the what is in the joint account and he is also seeing it and he has your permission to go to Walmart and buy whatever that the house does not have, whatever that he maybe his people need something, he can also go there and send his people some little money from what you're making. Will you be angry or will you be sad or will you be happy? So I want to see your comments on the comment section. I would like to read them. I will not mention your name, but I will read them. I'll read all your comments. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Um,
So I see a
okay.
comment that is really touching here. The last comment said, the one I can see said, I have something about a man buying land without, that's why I talked about knowing your spouse. For me, do you want me to answer this question? Decency, please talk to your gender. Oh my God, this is
We,
so
we
funny.
have to invite my gender. We will invite my gender to this show. Maybe we'll plan it one day. We invite my
Oh my
gender so that I
God.
will not be talking or preaching to the choir. We invite my gender. Okay, so but there's a lot of comments here. I just don't know how to start. There's a lot. And
Okay.
there's so
I
many.
think this is the way I'll put it, right?
Okay.
Know your spouse. If you know your spouse, when you know somebody, you know how to prepare. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
that's number one. So if you are not so lucky and you marry somebody that does not use money, well, of course, I'm not going to run a joint account because I'm the backup of the family.
Mhm.
If anything goes wrong, what happens to the children? What happens to my future? What happens to, a lot of stability I want? What happens to my family?
Mhm.
Remember, you are from a family. Somebody, you did not come out from the bush. Either did you drop from the sky. He came to somebody's house to come pick you up, right?
Mhm.
So, you have to play big girl and to or big sister to your siblings, sometimes your cousins. So no, joint account is far away from me if my spouse were to be somebody that does not. And if it's somebody that keeps secrets, heck no, I'm not gonna run a joint account with you. We have my money, your money, then you do
All
whatever
right.
it is you want.
And
That's
then you
that
have
is
our
me.
money. No, but some people
Exactly.
say your money is our money, my money is my money.
If it works for you, that still boils down to knowing your
So,
spouse,
but
know who
my
you are.
problem
Mhm.
only is now in Nigeria, most of their spouses are doing they are doing very well. You understand?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
in Nigeria right now, they are doing my husband money is our money and my money is my money. That's what they are
And then when
doing
it
now.
comes to America,
So
it's
when they
different.
come, when the table turns, then you now say, heck no, never. You be
No,
saying,
you keep the same energy.
yeah,
That is
so
still,
whatever you're
if,
doing, you have to continue it.
yeah, you keep the same energy because if your husband's money is our money back home, why do you want to change it here? If the same husband was able to provide for you back home and then just here is it because for the main time he's not working and then you feel like Oga boss,
Mm.
because you see small change they shake. Oh. No, you have to just calm down. Remember that dry bone will rise again. Uh-huh.
Yes, Raymond
If he
always
gets,
right.
yeah, if you now hit that money now and go and buy you Maybach, you say, darling. But when you are using atarodo to pepper his eye, you didn't know. So keep the same energy, right?
Yeah.
For me, let me give you an instance of what works for me in my home.
Okay.
My husband typically does not even ask me, how much do you earn? Mm-mm. But we are very transparent in my marriage. In my home, we are extremely transparent. Very. He doesn't ask me how much. I can get his phone and see how much he has in his account. We talk about investment. Now that we have a child, we're talking about what do we do for Aqua? My daughter's name is Aquabata. So you see, I like money too much. So then we cook money in my picking wealthy. Aquabata means wealth is here.
What
So
has come?
we named our first baby Wealth. So we say, oh, what do we do for Ako? What do we start now to do for Ako? We have that conversation. How do we invest? Oh, what do you have to buy? You know, he knows what I earn. I just tell him, and he just tells me, not necessarily because he knows me and I know him. That's accountability and who you marry, and we don't have any reason as to why we are hiding this one or why we are hiding that one, or if his people need something. In fact, I see them calling me and be like, thank you, you did this for us. Oh, thank you, you did that one. I'm like, waiting and they talk. Same thing with my side, from my side. For instance, you're talking about support. I'm very privileged and I give God the glory. My mom has been here with me. That's another factor that helped me to achieve everything that I have achieved in terms of work and schooling and, doing all of that together with motherhood. My mom has been here with me since I got married. So she helps me with,
Right
taking
there.
care of the family while myself and my husband take care of ourselves. As if she's even disturbing me, I should get her baby number 2. I'm like, woman, calm down. You have two babies number 2. Be calming down. So yeah, that's what works for us. You know who you marry. My husband does not go asking me, they don't pay rent, how far? Who is going
Not
to
the
pay this
salary.
one today? We don't have that conversation. We don't have that conversation. Both of us are more than capable to pick up anybody's responsibility. It's us. Sometimes let's assume, let me give you an instance. I have my wallet in my car, in my bag. I'll pass through the whole filling station, gas station. I will not buy gas because I know my husband is in the house. I will come to the house with empty gas. I can say, be like, babe, my tank is empty. And he will go with his card and fill it up. That is knowing who you marry.
It's not
So
50-50. No,
it's
we are
not
talking about
we're not doing
we are
50-50
not
here.
doing
We don't do
50-50 marriage.
50-50. We don't do 50-50. We do
Okay.
some, and sometimes, let me also tell you, sometimes the man may have so much responsibility for that month. You say, if
Mm,
you're the wife now, you'll be like,
mm,
small nyash they shake. Let me pick up
mm.
this one. And you'll be like,
This
madam, I see you. So it's like that. Be
mm,
open in your marriage. Be open. And if there's any marriage going through trouble waters now, I believe so much in restoration. There is absolutely nothing God cannot do. I pray for restoration.
amen.
The family is the closest unit, is the basic unit of the community. Um, I'm very passionate about family. I pray for God to restore these families, so that the full potential of the family and the full potential of the individuals involved in that family will not be diminished, that they will come up to their full potential, that God will restore peace, restore hope, restore understanding, because it makes the whole difference and makes everything better, makes it easier. So
Yeah.
that is in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Before we wrap it up, there's some
Mhm.
comments. There's comments here that is I can't go without reading them because you guys say I should advise my gender. Some men, you too, should be, even though I'm at home, assuming that my wife is the one that brought me and then my wife is making all the money and I'm at home. Do you know that if me and my wife will have peace, I can even help my wife to invest that money. I can give her investment ideas. I can make
Mm-hmm.
some calls and find out a way to double the money. Not really like I made
Mm-hmm.
the money double or something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
places to kind of invest, real estate, all those
Yeah.
kind of things. I can be encouraging her and motivating her and all that. But some people, you will just want the money to be dropped on the table, and then at the end
Use
of the
use
month,
ruler.
another
Use
one.
ruler to measure
So,
it.
so please, my gender, if we should take notes. So somebody said, Comi said, so some men don't know how to manage finances. How do you handle a partner that earns high but doesn't spend money well before the next paycheck? So, those are the problems. But we'll talk to my gender on the next show, not now. So, Sonia is also saying it can be frustrating when goals do not align. Maybe your husband, his goal is just live life at full crush. You understand? You just want to ball, you want to, spend money. And some men are so generous. Like they go out like this with $500, they come back, they didn't buy anything, no, but they saw like beggars on the streets. They see one call will enter, do you have one? Because any money that doesn't have a name does not belong to you. You understand? So if you have $1 million in your account and you don't say, okay, this is what I'm using it for, you never know what you will use it for. It might be one need that will come that you're going to spend that whole money on. So it can be very frustrating. So someone said, T said, 50-50 is not enough. My view is 25-70. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, it depends on the family. There is no size that fits it all. Yes, that's true. So we have a couple of no, capital no, never, yes, and the rest of them. Someone said my husband is my partner, and yes, okay. And then Zena, sorry, I won't call the name again. So someone said no for me because I have my private family matters to attend to, and he also has his own. Okay. All right, we'll talk about this. And then someone said, no, even in my home country, we are never doing joint accounts. Okay, and people are ready for the future. All right, then I have another person that says, yes, we decide together how to spend. So we have so many yes and so many no. What's a good balance? Okay, he's an Odogu in Nigeria and we decide on his expenses here. Why will I have to change when we get here? So you see, for you, changing is not an option. Okay, just make sure you don't change. Because when you see sign-on
Mhm.
bonus from one hospital, $20,000, I hope you will show it to him.
Oh, calculate it in naira.
You change it, immediately and know how much it will solve. Maybe to even build a house in your father's compound. But anyway, someone said capital no because I understand my spouse. He will abuse it. He still blame me at the end, asking every now and then what did we use the money for, and also feeling, and also feeling I hide the money somewhere. Okay. Sonia is also saying based on the both parties really, we run joint account for bills and family needs while also maintaining our personal account for personal needs. This way we don't lose our financial independence. So which is good. A lot of people okay that. Okay. And then someone else said I have never run joint account. Someone said, I have never run joint account with my husband, even here in Nigeria, but he knows how much I earn and sometimes decide what I do with the money when the need arises because he earns more than me. So my answer is no. Wow. Okay. So yes, I can. I can. So someone said, yes, I can, but we'll still have my personal account. Then we agree the amount each of us will deposit monthly. All right. And then I have, and then someone else is saying this is a good one to what the person said. So you're having a personal account, someone okayed it. And then I have another one that is saying, thank you for this. This has been my word. I also want to do bedside for a short period. That's good. You can do what our guest is doing right now. So that's why it's good to bring people from different perspectives. So I'm always looking for different people from different area to give us information about, how their area of nursing is going. All right. And next week, we're going to have another interesting personality in this show. Okay. But I'll let us know at the end. So another person said, I have a scenario when both are nurses and the husband got into the UK and decided not to work. Wow. And the family
Hmm.
back home believes that the wife doesn't allow their son to help them. Wow.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
You just go to the UK and
I
just
think
say, I'm
I
not
think
going
I think have receipt ready.
Oh my
Have your receipt because that's
God.
the only thing they will believe. Have your receipt,
Exactly.
you know.
Evidence.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm. So someone is saying, if I don't practice joint account before now, don't think it would be a nice idea to go and start in the US. And then I have another person that is saying, I have a husband that also keeps his plans to himself. He believes land he bought land in the name of his mom, gives money without my consent here in Nigeria, including his family. In such situation, if I come to America, I can't do anything like joint account. Never. Wow.
that's
I don't blame you.
understandable. I agree
I
with
don't
you,
blame
sis.
you.
Power. Carry
I
on.
don't I don't blame
I,
you.
I
Yeah.
don't blame you at all.
Yeah, someone said, I no, I don't want to be taking permission to take care of my family. Wow. Taking
That's
permission to take care
understandable.
of my family. Well, I
Mhm.
give it to you. All right, so please, this sense, talk to your gender. I will talk to my gender. I will. Depends on what you are getting. All right. So someone said, no, because my hard-earned money can be misused. Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh,
Man, you have to do
honestly,
better.
that money is really hard earned. Oh. You will stand on
Yeah,
your feet. Oh, I was
yeah.
telling somebody now. Okay, there's a Ghanaian I saw. We were like, in Nigeria, night shift, you just sleep, and you write reports. Patients slept. Patients had a calm shift. Patient
Mm.
is sleeping. Why are you awake? You sleep too now, is not?
Mhm.
But here you
Yeah,
dare not. You're up
mhm.
12 hours. In
Yeah.
fact, on your break of 30 minutes, like most places will give you break of 30 minutes, but some states like California, Washington, Oregon, their break is about 45 minutes. Union hospitals, these
Hmm.
places that have union,
Yeah.
you can sleep, you can do anything on your break, but some places have just 30 minutes. In fact, you cannot even sleep on your break while on break.
No, you cannot.
So,
You cannot.
so it's different. It's
Mhm.
really hard to earn money.
Yeah, it is. So someone is saying my husband earns more than me here in Nigeria and he is running the home. So if I travel abroad, I will be open to him. And I don't blame you too. Your answer is good. That's
Please,
nice.
that's good. That's
That's nice.
interesting. That's what we want to know here.
Yeah. And then another person is saying, I would love to listen to the recording as I joined late, very late, and I'm interested in the little I heard as I joined. Okay, well, we'll try and upload it as soon as possible. All right, so we run different accounts here in Nigeria, so over there we will continue like that. I give it to you. That's good.
Hmm.
So to be honest, I don't think your money works abroad. So most men really struggle adjusting in terms of job and all. So it's not
That's
always
true.
easy for them in all fairness. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not easy. It's not
Hmm.
easy. I know men, I've told the people on this show, I know a man that works in oil company. He thought the wife, in fact, he confided in me, he said, I thought my wife would fail in class. That's why I supported him to go and write because she was not serious when she was preparing. So this woman went and passed her class. The man was disturbed. Immediately the woman called and said, I passed, oh, honey, I passed. The man's countenance changed. And he was like, what is going on? He said, you're not going anywhere. You cannot travel. Once you travel and marry another wife. And that's what the man said. And he's standing by it till today. That lady is in Nigeria. I passed 10 class in 2017. Till that, from that
Oh
time
my
till now,
goodness.
that lady is still
Oh
in
my
Nigeria. She has
goodness.
not traveled. She has
Oh
not
my
traveled.
goodness.
I'm telling you, I'm still talking with her. So men are different. Okay. So to be honest, okay, someone said, I and my husband are transparent to each other and knows our salaries and extra incomes, but we never ran joint account, but we
Listen, I
plan
think I
and
know who you're
implement.
talking about.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You might know the
I
lady
do.
because she was very
I do.
active then in the group, yes. So joint account, but we plan and implement together from both sides. Though he earns triple of my income. So both of you are doing things together. That is good. That's actually a perfect one. That's how we want it to be. But if you know your spouse and you know that your spouse is not able to control, manage, and multiply, the Holy Book says, go and multiply. If you cannot
Mhm.
multiply, then you can take up the responsibility of multiplying for the family. So please, how do we handle husband who has raised the hope of his relative taking up all bills without the relative being supportive. At some point, the mother and kids are with them here in Nigeria. So it's going to be a very big thing for you. You have to start from day one to, begin to make amends if you really want, because most times one of the things that I always preach about is, taking up all the responsibility when you come here. You will lose yourself. You will lose yourself. At a point, you won't even be able to take care of yourself. Buy a single cloth. You will not even look like someone who is in the US. People will look at you and be asking you, are you really in the outer side of US? Because everything in your life is just going zigzag because of responsibilities from back home. So I want to encourage you, when you come over here, please, please kindly try as much as possible not to lose yourself. Try as much as possible to find a way to count your family first. Yourself, your family should come first before relatives back home. Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah.
I've had nurses that broke. You saw the guy that you went to visit his wife. He died at work. He
Mm-hmm,
died at work. He was
mm-hmm,
walking, he bent down, and then he passed on.
mm-hmm,
So this thing is real. Stress is
mm-hmm.
real in the US. In
Yeah.
Nigeria, I rarely hear that people die at work. I
Mm-hmm.
rarely hear.
After
But
writing
here,
not spent scam shift, and you
ah,
guys sleep.
no, 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 no. Here you hear multiple times that people die in their workplace. There's been situations where we find, if you browse it, go online now, you'll find so many incidences where people came to work and died. You understand? So please, please take care of yourself when you come here because of your
Another
kids.
thing I wanted to mention was for the lady that said the husband takes up everybody's responsibility. Sis, listen to me. When you come here, everything have price tag. You pay car insurance, you pay house insurance, you pay rent or mortgage, whatever. Your children wear their clothes, you pay for light, you pay for internet, you pay for phone bill monthly. Auntie, let me give you one or two scoops. Uh-huh. Um, write everything down. Write it down. Share it with ruler. Oga, these are your responsibilities. These are things you pay for. See, don't do I love you. And if he's not paying, you can pay. Leave it. If internet finish in the house, they won't see who to call. They will not call him. You just hold it like that. You understand? Let him take care of the bill. By the time he pays bill, he will see that he doesn't have change to give to people outside. Body go tell him. Yes, that's solution. I'm giving you solution now. That's the solution. Share, use ruler, use pen, write it down. Equal share. In
50-50
fact,
marriage.
I'm telling you, in fact, make it 75-25. That, sweetheart, you know you are the man of the house.
Eh.
You know I have to cook and in fact, down to Maggie, no buy. Yes, I said it. I'm
Oh
the one
yeah,
saying it.
some of our guests, they are listening to this show with their husband. Their husband is eyeing you right now.
Uncle, better act correct. If not, your wife will take this take this advice.
They will look
By the
for
time you
you.
buy everything, by the time let me know how you will buy everything and still have change to give to outside. So it's better you borrow wisdom and borrow
Yeah,
brain and know that
yeah.
your family is your number one family. Your
Mhm,
family is number one. Let me tell
mhm,
you, you love your mother, you love your father, you love everybody's going to the back seats.
mhm,
As long as you have a family, you have a wife, you have children, they
mhm.
are your priority.
That's true. But because when you come to think of it, the lady that we contributed money for that had cancer, that person had people that maybe when the going was good, people were back home that she was sending money to, but when the chips were down, it was people from here, friends from here
Exactly.
that had to contribute money for her for because and then we later
Exactly.
lost the lady and had to contribute money again to take her home. So man,
Exactly.
the stress
When I
is
was
real.
when I was in Nigeria, I'm very privileged by God's grace. Let me tell you, I have lots of cousins and uncles. Some people that I went to school. No. Sometimes I know they for hostel. If they from Lagos, they come like this, and me, I'm in the east now. My grandfather will come for checkup. He will squeeze something into my hand. This person will come, then go squeeze, and I was still taking stipend. Then now so then go they squeeze. Me self go they do, I not get money, but I get money. And I was using some of it to do business then. I used to go to Aba, go and get fabric and supply to that Yoruba tailor that used to sew clothes. I'll go to main market and go and buy jewelry and sell it times 2 of what I bought it in main market. I used to sell chandelier. Me that like money. Let me tell you, it's very simple. Your family is, I love my family so much. I will honestly do anything for my family. However, I make everybody know that, listen, my husband and my daughter comes first, even before my mom, unfortunately. And
But
she
do you
understands
know,
it.
Onyi, do you know this thing you said now? If you, any of you that is still back home, if you dare mention it now before your in-laws, most of them will revolt against you. That's how you know people that don't know their boundaries,
Nobody's going to
they will
squeeze
revolt
money into
against
my
you.
hand here in
Yeah.
America. In
Mhm,
Nigeria, they were squeezing money, even when I
mhm,
was making money. They were
mhm,
squeezing money. No, here, the only money somebody squeezed into my hand was $500. My uncle, when I came in, oh, have you got an apartment? Oh, I'll send this person. Yes, he helped me make sure that, because I didn't get a car loan. So I brought money, I bought my car.
mhm,
I bought my car about $5,000 or so. So I came with cash.
mhm,
So, make sure, he reached out to his friend in Michigan, got me a car, car that can just take me from point A to point. That was a Camry, 2007 Camry, or one of those Camry. Take
mhm,
me, I wasn't interested in. So nobody to squeeze in money. My uncle he squeezed in his connections and squeezed in money. Use this 500 except they hold, because I don't tell and say, after 2 weeks or 3, you still have some money, right? Yes, uncle, I still have some money. Okay, I'm going to send you Zelle 500. Just hold it. That was,
mhm,
honestly, that's the only money, apart from my husband buying me stuff and
mhm,
giving me money. That's the only money somebody have ever, and then when I had my baby,
mhm,
of course, people will come with gift, but on a regular, on a normal, not
mhm,
like Nigeria, that will be, uncle, how are you now? Or grandpa, did you come for checkup? He will tell them. They will squeeze. Nobody is squeezing in 50 penny. That is why your family has to be
you're
your
number one.
priority.
Yeah.
Everybody will go to the park seats. In Nigeria,
Mhm,
you can say, I beg, call me back. Oh, you get as you take beef for me now. Kiniko, you just, yeah, and then somebody will give you money. Here, nobody gives you jack.
mhm,
That is why you have to make sure that your family is your priority. If you can play this video to your spouse, play it to them.
mhm.
That is why your family, because if anything happens in this country, let me tell you something. If anything goes wrong and then they can't find a wife, nobody is calling your family. The person that they want to hear from is the spouse. After the spouse, the next person are the kids. Nobody is
Kids.
saying mother, brother. Who the hell is that?
Yes,
So that's why
that's
your
good.
family have to be number one. And let me tell
Number
you,
one.
if you do not prepare for your tomorrow, prepare for your family.
Mhm.
God forbid that something happens. If you are not prepared, what's the future of your children? Did you even think of that? That is
Exactly.
why you should be careful. You should
And
be careful.
you cannot finish solving all these
You are
problems.
not Jesus
You,
Christ.
yeah,
You cannot solve everybody's problem. Period.
yeah. Okay, that's a good one. I think on this note, we are going to bring the program to a close. It has been very, very, very interesting. I thank God. Onyi, people were asking on the comment section, please bring Onyi back. We want her
Ewo.
back. So we'll talk about that after now, okay? But I really want to appreciate you for being so honest with us, being so real. Thank you so much
Oh,
for all
thank
your.
you.
And then there is one of your classmates that is here too. One of our
Hmm.
classmates. Her name is Kelechi. She's been here. Her video has
Ah,
been turned on. She's here.
this
She's on
I
this
visited
on
her
this
in
program.
Dubai when I went to Dubai. She gave me Hollandis. I was so happy. She brought ukwa. Hey, me. I ate,
So
eh? She really gave me a good time.
Kelechi, I don't know. It looks like she's at work. How are you doing,
And her
Kelechi?
husband, but when I went to the gold market, oh my goodness, her husband was so helpful. Oh, mm-hmm,
How
mm-hmm.
are you doing, Kelechi?
Shout out Kelechi.
Good to see you. I
Thank
think
you
your net
so much.
Yeah, your
Dubai
network
network
is
no
a
dey let
bit
her talk.
Your network is a bit yeah. But we just wanted to say hi, Kelechi. Thank you so much for being here. And then we've come to the end of the yeah, thank you so much. We've come to the end of the show, but we always do an exercise. So we have an exercise for you. We have an assignment for you, Onyinye. So at the end of the show, we have people from different countries, and we want them to say thank you in their different language. So,
Oh
um,
wow.
guys, Onyi is going to learn your language today. So if you can, kindly write thank you on the comment section in your own country's language, and then put the name of your country, put the name of the place, like the language that you're speaking, put it beside your
Oh,
thank you
ẹ
that
ṣé
you're saying.
púpọ̀. Ure
Mhm.
ṣé. Daalụ ose dewo. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Uwe ṣé. Ah, imeela. Oh, thank you. Obeha. Where's Obeha? Which one is Obeha? What's Obeha? Suranka, Saudi. Oh, imeela. Wow. Nagode. Edo. Okay, Ube. Okay. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Adúpẹ́. Yoruba. Uwe ṣé. Imeela. Oh, that's good. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I feel so special. Thank you very much.
That's
Thank you.
just our own little way of saying thank you to you, letting you
Uh-uh.
know that we appreciate the time you spend here. We can't pay as travel nursing now, we cannot pay. So, but this is just a way of encouraging those that are back home to continue to push on, continue to, be on the queue. No matter
Mm-hmm.
what, it may look like things are not moving, but it's really moving. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are actually, getting their visas this period. I know someone who went for
Awesome. That's good
interview. Yes,
news.
I know somebody
You see,
called
the
me
wait
this
is
morning and
over.
said, yeah, somebody called me this morning and said he went for interview in Cotonou. There are about four people that went for that interview in Cotonou, and all of them got their visas. Okay, so
Oh, that's so
yeah, there's a
good.
few of them that their medicals did not arrive the embassy on time, so they delayed the issuing of the visa, but they already assured them that they will be given a visa. So it is working. People
Nice.
are traveling. Don't believe anything you see on
Yes,
the
trust the process.
internet.
Be
Please.
patient. Trust the
Be
process.
patient.
Save
Be
money
patient.
if you can. No, don't
Mhm.
buy things that are not necessary. Start
Yes.
saving money. As per se,
Yes.
you want to relocate, you would need it very much.
Right.
Save money. Okay.
Right. Right. Thank you so much, Onyi. And with this, we've come to the end of the show. Next week, we are going to be having Dr. Johnson Ogundare. Dr. Johnson Ogundare is the chairman and president of SNEMIS Nigeria. He is also a doctor here in the United States. He's a registered nurse, a doctor of nursing practice here in the United States. He will be coming with a lot of knowledge about the innovations in the nursing world, like in the nursing in the USA. So innovations. So if you want to learn about new technology, new things that are happening in the nursing area, next week will be a time to keep a date with us. So we'll be expecting to see everyone here. We are more than 100 at a time on this show, and I believe that next week will be, I keep on saying next year because the year is coming to an end. But
Yeah.
next week, I believe that will be more than that number because we have reached more than 200 on this show before. So keep on letting your friends know about the show. Every Friday, I'm always here with you guys to discuss all the clinical and cultural adaptations that you need for your US journey. So I want to thank you guys for being here. God bless you, and I will see you next week. And if you need any NCLEX assistance, we've posted our flyer here before. Reach out to us. The number to reach is 346-370-7110. So reach out to us and we can help you with all the things that you have, all the need you have for NCLEX. We can surely be able to help you in that. Okay. So Oni, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
God
you for
bless you.
having
We
me.
really appreciate you. And say hi to
Thank
my
you so much.
daughter-in-law. And then
Yes, Lou.
and then your hubby and grandma. Thank you all for
Thank you.
making out
Thank
time
you.
for to be with us here. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you.
Bye
Bless you
everyone.
too.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.